Hello and welcome back to Roads Yet Traveled. We'll be continuing where we left off, which I believe is at the beginning of day one. After you were basically at university, then you somehow got transported to wherever this is, I'm assuming space, and you were captured by the Doberman, I'm assuming, and you were seen by the doctor, which is the St. Bernard. But you were also, you had a brief encounter with, I'm assuming Mutt, maybe part wolf dude, Rowan. I'm pretty sure I'm getting, his name wrong or Maruk's, but I'm going based on a person that I used to know whose last name was Maruk. So, and it looks very, very similar to his, to Maruk's. And Rowan, I'm just assuming the name. I don't know. Anywho, so yeah. So, well, without further ado, let us continue on to day one. My eyes shoot open, blurry yet dry. Being met with pale blue light tells me nothing more than it is still night, for whatever that means around here. I feel terrible, hot, sweaty, sick. I make it to the toilet as fast as I can. For what happens next, I am glad that the lights are out as I empty the contents of my stomach. I guess something didn't sit right with me. And yet, I am not dead. Oh, oh man, is it hard to move right now. Managing to lift myself to the sink, I'm able to rinse off a bit. I don't feel any bumps on my skin or anything, and I already feel less sick. I guess it was just a bad meal. Hopefully. I still try to avoid looking in the mirror, but fortunately, it's still too dark anyways. Looking around the room, nothing seems to have changed. Not that I expected it to have, but I'm glad nothing weird was happening while I was asleep. I'm not in another weird or prison cell. Getting back in bed, I realize that the sheets are disgusting, just drenched with sweat. I'm glad that I feel better now, or I'd be really worried. Pushing them to the side, I lay down. It's cold, but I have no other option. Fortunately, sleep comes easier this time. And thankfully, I don't dream. Waking up and not having to rush to the toilet is a relief. In fact, waking up at all seems like a miracle after last night. No drenched sheets or feverish chills. Although the lights are still off and I swear I've slept a good amount, an idea comes to me. No matter how silly, I have to try it. Computer, lights on. Lights on, please? Nothing. Damn, totally worth a try though. That would have made this whole thing so much more tolerable if I could mess with some cool sentient AI or supercomputer or something. Hey, who knows, maybe they do have one. I've only been here like a day or two. I still really wish I had a sense of what time it is. No windows and no way to turn on the lights, at least not from here. I could go bang on the wall, but I don't particularly want to wake up my warden. Deciding to loaf around, I simply walk to the edge of the room some more, waking up further in the process. After about what feels like an eternity, the lights finally switch on, and I think I hear voices from the wall again. Being less motivated to eavesdrop this time, I just wait for what's coming to me. I don't have to wait long as the door shoots open before the wall even changes and a massive saint comes bounding towards me. Oh, by the heart! Are you okay? I knew I should have run more tests. Let me check your temperature. Please don't be mad. I hope you're okay. He grabs my arm and puts a finger to my neck, I assume trying to take a temperature. I have to bat him away for this far too early intrusion. Geez, give me a minute. I just got up. He doesn't understand me, but he does understand my actions and backs off. The wall finally comes down and I can see a groggy Maruk standing there as well. I was just looking over your resting footage to try to understand you better, and I saw what happened. I am mortified. Are you okay? I'll try my best to make sure that this never happens again. But please don't die just yet. This is all a bit much before I've even had a chance to fully wake up. But I understand where he's coming from. I'm surprised I'm not more worried about myself right now after last night. It's been a bit hard to organize my thoughts, all things considered. Geez, it looks like he's almost about to cry. I should really do something. I decide to just pat his arm a few times. Thank you, Marowyn. But I'm okay. I feel better already. Well, he can't understand me. I think he understands I said his name, and he calms down a bit. I think they can kind of understand when I say their names. Maybe thank you as well. He raises his arms and awkwardly hovers them near me for a bit before coughing into a closed fist and standing up. Was he about to... No. No, I doubt it. After reviewing everything from yesterday, I brought you the simplest breakfast that I could find. I'm sorry it's not much, but I think we need to go slower. Much slower. After last night, I couldn't agree more. He steps out of the door to grab something and I move to the bench so that we can have some more room. Maruk just does some morning stretches. I guess he's in his own world right now. What goes on in here only concerns him insofar as I am not A, dead, and B, outside of my cell. Although I might have almost died, but I don't think the blame could have been put on him. Doc comes back with a single bowl this time, the contents of which look similar to cream of wheat or oatmeal maybe. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of it, but if Doc says that this is better, I should trust them. This is the simplest breakfast that I could find on the ship. It has 2 ingredients: grains and water. Like I said, I'm sorry how painfully basic it is after last night. This poor guy, I feel so bad. He really is concerned over my well-being. I decide to try and smile, as genuinely as I can force myself to hopefully make him a bit less worried. I think it works. And I cleared my schedule so that I can stay here all day, to make sure that no other incidents occur. That sounds nice after last night, while these dogs may have me stuck in here. I don't know how much I want to be alone with my thoughts right now. But enough of that, I have to get some food inside of me, as I've barely had anything for 2 days now. And most of it came back up. Taking my first bite, Doc watches on with a bated breath. I'm sure ready to perform some kind of Heimlich maneuver if anything happens. Fortunately, instead of being met with a poisonous death, I'm just met with a disappointing flavor. It's basically just oatmeal. Nevertheless, I finish the whole bowl as Doc watches and even takes some notes. Not sure on what, maybe things I do subconsciously like table etiquette or scratching my nose. After breakfast, Doc decides to take my vitals again, quickly, and I let him. Better safe than sorry. He looks around in his bag before looking to the ceiling. I rushed over so quickly that I forgot to pick something up. Ugh, it was going to be so useful. You just stay right here. I have to go get this for today. Maruk takes one look at me before pulling out his monitor. The window fades away and nothing but the wall is left. Guess he's not in the mood to even feign a conversation today. Jackass. Fortunately, while waiting for Doc, nothing happens, so I can't imagine the porridge giving me any troubles. It takes Merowyn far longer than I imagined for him to get back. Not that I can tell, but it feels like almost an hour. Is this place that big that it would take that long for him to get to his office and back? I hear footsteps. Oh, I guess that explains why. Guess he got cut up. Hello there, Tucker. I've been told that you understand this, is that correct? I nod. Outstanding, truly. What a particular phenomenon. Some sort of one-way communication. Well, I should properly introduce myself really then. My name is Professor Seno. Tyre Seno. Head of Particle Physics, Advanced Robotics, etc., here aboard the Ecoride 2. But you may call me Tyre. Or Chief, as I'm sure that you've picked up is my moniker around here. Now then, can you tell us how you got aboard this ship? Wait, do him and the doctor have the same last name? I wonder if they're related. They don't look alike. Also, they keep saying ship, like I know where I am. I've never seen anything like this before. The only place that I've seen ships like this is in... oh no. In science fiction. I'm in space, aren't I? I guess I can't really find out till I can see a real window or ask. But I should answer Tyre. I just shake my head no. Interesting. Do you know where you are? Another no. No. I thought not. We have no record of your species in any regards, so finding you under these circumstances is quite bizarre, you must understand. Well, either way, I have some news for you since you can apparently understand it. For one, we are able to return your personal belongings to you as we have found no evidence that they are dangerous in any way. Although your personal datapad is being kept for research purposes, we apologize. Personal datapad? Does he mean my phone? That's fine, I guess. I probably don't have any service here anyway. I believe that we may be able to reverse engineer some kind of dictionary with it. And from that, create a learning AI to teach us your language. Really? A learning AI? Aren't those only useful for diplomats and such? Well, what would you call our friend here but a diplomat? Maruk just shrugs. Anyways, I believe that we can figure out how to get that up and running, maybe even as early as tomorrow. The technology you possess is fortunately not too different from some of our more primitive tech. If just barely. It's quite impressive, really. And while I do wish that was all the news that I had for you, there is some bad news. While I have tried to keep this all under control, I have already been informed that there are rumors spreading about your presence here. What? I told everyone involved how important this is. Damn it. I'm not blaming you, Maruk. No one is. I believe it was truly out of your control. I am just warning our friend here, while they are safe here for now, when they get out things might become complicated. You might find yourself the center of attention from many prying eyes. That does not sound like something I want. At all. But I guess it's okay as long as I'm in the cell. Ugh. This is really a prisoner's dilemma. Wait, no, that's something else. But try not to worry too much. You have my full support as well as the support of the captain herself. No way the captain cares about all of this. Is this thing really worth her time? Of course she does, Maruk. It's her ship. How do you think I knew about those rumors? She also told me to take charge of Tucker's security personally, which is why I am now officially assigning you as their permanent bodyguard. Until further notice. The room goes silent, if but for a moment. Ha! Good one, Chief. Maruk, I'm serious. The safety of our guest is by far the most important thing right now. Well, I mean, of course, but surely I don't have to do it, right? I'm the head of security and all. That's exactly why it has to be you. You have the highest clearance. You're already informed of the situation. And you're the most qualified. The captain suggested you herself. No one moves once again. Dr. Seno? Yes, sir? Didn't I schedule Maintenance Director Tyrion to be here? Did you, sir? I haven't seen him. Hmm. Hiding in the walls again, I bet. I'll go find him and sing him down. Alright, I better be off. I've got mountains of data to sift through, and now this AI to work with. Never a dull moment, I suppose. It was lovely meeting you, Tucker. I do hope that we can actually hold a conversation soon. Goodbye, sir. The chief takes his leave, but Maruk snaps out of it and follows. Wait! Chief, can we talk about this? Merowyn and I both bask in the silence for a minute before making eye contact. He chuckles a little bit. Sorry about all of this. It might get a bit more busy before things calm down. But the language AI the professor was talking about really might work. It's very lucky that you had an entire digital dictionary just ready for something like this. Although from what I've been told, it seems to be closer to a monitor than just a digital dictionary. Until then, though, I think I have the next best thing. I'm a bit worried about the prospect of being swarmed by curious dogs, but for now, at least I am okay. Merowyn steps up to where the door should be. I figure he has to wait for Maruk to open it. But surprisingly, it just opens and he walks on in. I guess it was automatic this whole time. Seems like a bad safety measure or so. He's holding something a bit secretly behind his back, but he seems awfully excited to share it with me. So, as I was saying, we might not be able to communicate verbally yet, but this might be just as good. He pulls out a whiteboard and some markers with a big goofy grin on his face. I can barely contain myself from laughing. Just a moment ago we were talking about AI, and there are walls that can turn into windows, and we're going to play Pictionary. Well, I was thinking of trying charades earlier, so, I guess this is about the same. Well, alright, Doc. Seems good to me. Had anything in mind? He just stares at me. Right. I gesture to him that he should take the lead. Fortunately, I think he gets the gist. Oh, right, well, let's see, how about math? That seems like a good universal language. Can you write out for me some basic examples and try to communicate them to me? Math? Really? I'm who knows where in jail, and I have to explain Arabic numerals to a giant dog? I became a literature major to escape this. Ugh. Sighing, I take the board and write some pathetically simple problems on the board, double checking to make sure that I don't make a fool of myself. I try to explain it all on my fingers, which really makes me question the purpose of all of this. Fortunately, Marrow seems to understand what I'm trying to explain. Well, it's reassuring to see that mathematics seems to have a common basis no matter where you come from. Thank you for that. Sorry if this isn't the most interesting thing, but I believe any bit of knowledge shared is truly a miracle. Even if it is just understanding your numerical system. I chuckle. I guess it must be fascinating for him, especially as a man, dog, of science, to see how other species go about solving mathematical equations. Not to say that I'm not fascinated by all of this in a strange sort of way. It's just different. I almost think about breaking out some Pythagorean theorem, but I hear the door open and a surprisingly mopey Maruk walks into the hallway. I don't think he's taking his new assignment very well. I just hope he doesn't take it out on me. Doc, what are you doing in there? I didn't let you in yet. Oh, taking up the role of bodyguard so soon, are we? As his physician, I have access to him at all times, with or without your approval. Also, I just opened the door. Marrow is my personal doctor. Seems like that makes sense based on the fact that I haven't seen any other doctors around. Baruch doesn't seem happy with this answer, though. I can't imagine he appreciates him going over his head. Especially not in the dour mood he's already in. Please don't flaunt your credentials at me, Doc. It's enough already with the chief making me look like a fool. What are you even doing in there? That doesn't look like a physical to me. I'm sorry, Maruk. That was rude of me. I was merely trying to make a joke. And I'm trying to communicate with them using images. Look, this is their numerical system. Isn't it fascinating? They use a system of 10 digits, just like us. He holds up the board to the window like a proud parent showing off their child's work. Childish work it is indeed. I definitely should have used some more impressive problems. If I could remember any. That's their numerical system? It looks like illegible gibberish. I've seen kids with better paw writing skills than that. Now be nice, I understand it just fine. I'm sure they aren't used to our writing utensils. Come and join us. Let's see how well you write then, Maruk just gives the doc a confused look. Doc? I can't come in, remember? What? Oh, my, of course. How foolish. Well, we can come to you, how about that? Wait, why can't he come in here? No response, but empty stares. Right, of course, no real answers yet. That would be too easy. I try to ignore it and move on, grabbing the stool from my desk and sitting next to the window. I feel a bit bad that Morrow has to sit on the ground, but he doesn't seem to mind. So, since they understand us, but we can't fully understand them, I decided that we should ask them questions and see how they respond and what they can draw. Do you have any questions in mind? Maruk seems wholly uninterested until a brow raises and he capitulates to some question burning in the back of his mind. Yeah, I got a question. Alright, go ahead and ask. Alright. Oh. Is all of your species freaky, or just you? He bursts out laughing. Apparently, this is an epitome of humor. I simply scoff and turn away. Doc does not seem so pleased. Maruk, I am aware that you are having a bad day, but if you take it out on our guest, I will make it your problem. Do you understand me? Oh, what? You're allowed to make a joke, but suddenly I'm not? There's a moment of tension between the two. Palpable seconds of unbroken eye contact. A slight growl, the origin of which I cannot tell came from who. Finally, Maruk simply scoffs and just turns away, as if to signal the end of this dispute. Marrow is not quite finished, though. Apologize! Huh? Maruk, please apologize to our guest. You're kidding, right? Do I sound like I'm making a joke? Lest you forget that they are fully capable of understanding us and I heard everything you've said and done to them. Maruk's eyes narrow as they flit between the two of us. Doc's stern expression in stark contrast to mine of just confusion. I mean, the joke wasn't really that bad. Hell, it was almost as funny a thing to say, situation aside. I suppose Doc just wants to make sure it doesn't get worse. Fortunately for the both of us, Maruk just sighs and relaxes a bit. I'm sorry for what I said. It's not your fault you're such a freak. He can't help himself, it seems, as he just continues to laugh. It's such a dumb joke, but I find it stifling a laugh myself. It seems to surprise both him and the doc. You're lucky our guest has a good sense of humor, or I'd come out there and... Yeah, Doc, I know. Listen, guest? Doc, do we know their name yet? You've surely been in the room when they've said it, haven't you? It's Tucker. Must have missed it. Anyways, Tucker, I'm sorry for calling you a freak. But I won't apologize for tackling you. I was doing my job and I will continue to do so. Even if it means working as your bodyguard. That seems surprisingly genuine coming from a guy who just started cackling after calling me a freak. Even if it was said extremely begrudgingly. I shouldn't expect everyone here to be as nice as Marowin. Maybe he isn't such a bad guy, just a dumbass. Good thing I'll have a chance to get to know him more, I suppose. At least I can try to get back at him if nothing else. Thank you. I say with a nod. Doc still seems a bit upset, but seeing how I reacted, he decides to let it go. Well, I would appreciate it if you could learn some bedside manner. If our guest is fine, then I am fine. Do you think that you could get back to the matter at hand, though? Oh, yeah. I got a real question this time. Promise. So, like, where are you from? Did you just crawl out of the vent or something? Oh, I suppose that is a decent question, but I don't know how to answer it at all. The first thing that comes to mind is to draw a map, but that might not make sense. I'm really doubtful that I'm still on Earth at this point, which is not something that I expect to think so casually. Well, how about a star chart? Wait, I don't know how to draw that. What am I thinking? Well, how about a star chart? Wait, I don't know how to draw that. What am I thinking? I guess the best I can do right now is try to draw the solar system. Oh man, I really hope I get the order of the planets right. Let's see, Mercury, then Mars, then Venus. Wait, no. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter. The rest. I think it's Neptune, then Uranus. No, that's backwards. Shit, where did the asteroid belts go again? No, the sun isn't supposed to have sunglasses. That might just confuse them. Ugh, I almost forgot Pluto. I make sure to also draw a large, exaggerated arrow pointing directly at Earth. Ugh, I love science, but the actual remembering stuff and application was never my strong suit. Here, I think this is right. I present my crudely drawn and partially smudged out solar system. They both seem very interested. Oh my, so many planets! What is that, 9? Well wait, that raises more questions than it answers. Maybe they just drew it wrong. It looks like he erased some of it already. No, I doubt it. Look, they put rings around those planets. Which would be completely out of place. And this arrow? That's a nice drawing. Ah! In my shock, I dropped the whiteboard. We were so deep in conversation, none of us noticed that the door had opened and more visitors had arrived. Oh, it's him. The dog I ran into in the walls while trying to run away. The chief did say that he was looking for him. Ah, Merowyn. Trying to communicate with pictures and drawings, I see. Any progress? Reaching down to lift up the board to show Tyr, I'm suddenly stopped by Marrow. Yes, sir. He was able to communicate his numeral system to me, as well as some of their uses for it. He taught you math? Well, no. But I learned what their digits look like. The chief looks a bit unimpressed. Well, any progress is something, I suppose. Be sure to explain it to me in your report. Oh, and look who I bumped into. I was on my way to the labs, and I managed to find him fixing a broken pipe. He was trying to bury himself in work again. Haha. Well, I needed to fix some things on the lower floors as well, sir. You have subordinates, don't you? Yes, but we're a bit understaffed, as you know. And I don't like forcing jobs onto them that I could just get done quickly. The walls aren't your home, Director. Please take a break. No, really, I must be off. Goodbye, Tucker. He gives me a small wave as he leaves, and I return it in kind. I wonder where he learned my name, though. I guess Merowyn told him. Speaking of Marrow, why did he keep me from showing the chief my crappy drawing? The new dog saw it already, as did Maruk. I'll have to ask him about it later. Once he leaves, I retrieve my whiteboard and dust it off a bit. The new guy seems to be enjoying my drawing, and I realize I can finally get a good look at him, while not running for my life. On the surface, I'd say he looks almost more intimidating than any of the dogs I've seen so far. Not discounting how scary Maruk is. Still, that might just be because he looks the most wolf-like to me. His fur is unkempt and a little dirty. Not that I'm a good judge of that, and I can see some definitely pronounced muscles coming out from underneath it. Or at least his fur is muscle-shaped. This is all without even mentioning his arm. Everyone is looking at me, Oh no, I've zoned out for too long. I turn to Marrow. Let us, um, let's try to move on. Maybe another question, perhaps? No one speaks up. I'm still not entirely sure who this new dog is besides his name, and some job titles that were thrown around. I look to Marrow and point to our new guest. Me? Oh, sorry. Right. How rude of me. Tucker, this is our head of maintenance, Director Rowan Tyrion. From his report, you've already met. In a way. Calling the interaction we had meeting each other is taking a lot of liberties, but I suppose it is at least a start. I wave to him and he shyly but politely responds. I notice in the corner of my eye, Maruk just scoffs and takes a step away. So, should I be in there or... Are you an idiot? Didn't the emergency team brief you? They said a lot of things, and I was there for a long time. We still don't know if this thing here is dangerous or not. Also, he could be sick or carrying dangerous diseases we have no idea. He's in there for your safety, dumbass. Maruk! What? Merowyn just sighs and Maruk just rolls his eyes. But fortunately, Rowan seems unfazed. Oh, okay. So wait, how are we asking them questions if they can't understand us? And wait, is the talk going to be alright in there then? Won't you get sick? They understand us. It's just one way for some reason. And I'll be fine. I tested constantly and I have. I'll be fine. Did you not get my memo? It outlined most of this. Sorry, Doc. I was working almost all last night. The chief actually found me on my way to go get breakfast. It's lunchtime. Rowan just blinks. Yes. Right. Well, anyways, feel free to ask them anything. They have proven to be courteous and happy to share. Maruk, do you mind fetching lunch? Since Rowan seems to be thinking of a question or just lost in thought, I turn to Maruk as I hear him grumbling. Yeah, fine, Doc. Same thing, or... No. Just porridge for Tucker, but get whatever you like for yourself and Rowan. Tell them I sent you. For me and... Marrow sternly interrupting with a curt. Yes, Maruk. Fortunately, he just nods and leaves. Once the door closes, Doc lets out a small sigh. Sorry about him, Tucker. I'll talk to him later. I don't know what's gotten into him today. He puts a massive paw to his brow and starts massaging as if he's got a headache. I decide to put a hand on his shoulder. It's okay. But thank you. He looks to me, maybe a little surprised but smiles. He then turns to Rowan, who still looks like he's lost behind his own eyes. I would like to apologize for Security Chief Sarah's rudeness to you as well, Director Tyrion. Rowan just blinks and looks between us, as if he was just woken up from a dream. What? Was he? I didn't notice. Oh, I thought of a question though. Is he being serious? Maybe he just blocked it all out, and if so, maybe he can teach me how to ignore him as well. Do you have trees where you're from? I just blink in response. I'm a bit confused. Is this the question that he took so long to think about? He notices Mai just staring at him. Big tall plant things? Kinda hard trunks, lots of leaves and stuff? It's okay if you don't. Chuckling and shaking my head, I get to drawing. Trees were never really my strong suit. Also, drawing was never really my strong suit, but I can at least do some outlining. Maybe a leaf or two. Both him and Doc lean in and take a look at my crude attempt at drawing my planet's local, and not so local, flora. Oh, how pretty. There aren't enough plants up here. Back home, we have these trees that have this really nice bark. That it smells good. I'm glad you have trees too, though. Thanks. Wait, up here? What does that mean by that? Oh my, such interesting variation. We have some similar kinds here, although I'm sure that they couldn't be more different upon closer inspection. On the topic, Tucker, I was curious. As it seems that you have been fine in our biosphere here, I find it safe to assume that you breathe oxygen, yes? Right. Not choking or suffocating at all. I nod, giving Doctor his answer. As I expected. But still a relief. Taking care of any being is such a large task, but when you know so little about each other, it's difficult to say the least. We've also been able to figure out that you indeed exhale carbon dioxide similar to us. If you, were curious. I guess I haven't thought about it really, but it is good to know. At least interesting if nothing else. I give Doc a courteous nod, turning to Rowan as he seems to have once again slipped into thought. Doc notices as well, and we cautiously observe him. If but for a few moments. Doc gently knocks on the window. Director Turn? Are you okay there? Oh, sorry, I was... No apologies needed, Director. While this may be a professional operation, there is no need to overexert yourself. I appreciate that you could be here at all to help. Oh, thanks? Of course. Well, have you thought of any other questions, perhaps? Me? Uh, nope. Doc just blinks. You weren't just now thinking of other things to ask? Surely you are curious about our guest, though, no? Well, sure, but I don't... The door opens. Really know what to ask. Maruk just takes a quick look around before leaving a tray where the door should be and moving to his bench and another burger-looking thing. There's a moment of silence as no one really moves. The only sound being that of crinkling foil. Doc eventually gets up and grabs the tray for me, but not before handing Rowan what looks like another wrapped meal. It's a painfully silent lunch. The conversation must have escaped when the door opened. I decided to just try and enjoy my grain soup or whatever it's called. Not as bad as the second time, fortunately. Maruk eventually yawns after finishing his lunch and checks his monitor. Damn. Only the 16th mark? This day is never going to end. I assume he's referring to how they tell time. That feels like important information to know. I pick up the whiteboard and draw a crude clock, realizing that they might not have an idea what this is. I'm really hoping this works. I barely use a clock nowadays, anywho, everything's digital. Holding up the sign for everyone to notice seems to bring them out of their lunch-induced stupor. Is that a... clock? Doc, got any clue what he's asking? I think so. It looks like he's asking about the time. Obviously, but in what regard I am unsure. Didn't you say the time? Yeah, I did. About the 16th mark. They both turn to me, as though that means something. I just make a confused expression and shrug. Don't you know how to tell time? Everything in the system is on a standard marked time. Oh, I think I see the issue. Maruk, our friend might not... Doc looks strained. As if this next sentence is something that he has to force himself to say. Unsure if it is true or even possible. Tucker might not be from this system. Marks probably make no sense to them. I mean, they definitely aren't Karain, but are we really going to make that leap already? I don't think it's that much of a leap, Maruk. I mean, you saw the map that they drew. And even without the map, I mean there's nothing, and I mean nothing like them in any database I could find. I mean, just looking at them, I'm ready to accept that they're an alien and all, but like, really? From another system? Maybe we just missed something? Missed something? Like, I don't know. How did they get here? The next system is like, what? 3 light years away, give or take? 30.37. Whatever. I'm just saying that isn't it more likely that he was hiding on some exoplanet? Or maybe like, I don't know. I mean, I suppose. But they drew us the map. A map which is decidedly not our system. He just wanted to know the time. What did you say? He just wanted to know the time. 16th mark and a half. Oh, right. Doc, can you explain it? My head is already buzzing. Hmm? Oh, sorry, of course. Terribly sorry, Tucker. We, got a bit distracted there, huh? Marks are how we tell time. While I don't wholly understand the clock that you drew for us, I assume it is similar in some ways. A day is 34 marks, the time it takes for our home planet to rotate fully on its axis. Midday is a 17th mark, and each mark is broken up into 70 minutes. Everything in the system works on a 34 mark basis. Even the colonies and us way out here. I'm not sure if that means anything to you, but I am confident that we can at least try to teach you how to tell time so that you can schedule yourself accordingly. Although thorough, Doc's explanation falls on deaf ears as I am already falling inwards. Another system? Colonies? This is it. I'm really just out. In space. I don't even think I'm on a planet anymore with the way Marrow was talking about it. Doc notices my rapidly declining mood before the others. He puts a paw on my back. I instinctively flinch at the unprompted contact. Whoa, hey, are you alright? Was lunch bad? Is this about the clock? I'm sure that we can figure out how you can tell time. Don't worry. He can't even understand what's going on with me. And I can't even explain it to them. My head is spinning. My face is getting warmer. My breath shorter. I need... They can't understand me. None of them can. I need to lay down. Standing up unfortunately brings the group's attention back to me. All 6 eyes on me. It's unnerving, but I'm too out of it to care. I make it to the bed before I start crying. I think. I don't think I'm getting home. I hear mumbling and the shuffling of feet behind me. Only making out about half of it. Leave him be. He... Bye. Morrow. Okay. Yeah. I hear my cell door open and close. Then the outside door. The lights even go out. Although apparently it's only midday. Or the 16th mark or whatever the fuck it's called. Damn it all. I've never liked naps. Despite my lazy nature. And waking up from them has always been the worst. So waking up tired, discombobulated, and upset in my cell really does nothing to make me feel better. The memories flooding back from before my impromptu escape from reality make me want to never get up. I don't see a point in it either, as my wall is once again just an unfriendly wall. I'd even prefer to see Maruk's scowling face. Maybe not actually. How did I get here anyways? I remember going to class and hiding in that corner. Then boom, just here. There must be something I'm missing. But it's not coming to me right now. Ugh, I can't even force myself to go back to sleep. I'm not even tired anymore, just sad. And a bit uncomfortable. I really could use a change of clothes and a shower. I hope that they have showers here. Sitting up and looking around proves about as interesting as I expected. Nothing new. I'm tempted to just lay back down, but before I can make up my mind, the wall fades away and I can see someone standing there. What does he want? I really hope he isn't planning on being a jackass right now. I'm not sure I could take it. After staring me down for a bit, he walks over to the door and opens it. Wait, I thought he wasn't allowed in. My heart rate spikes if he's going to try to. No, he wouldn't. I know he doesn't like his new position, but he'd never. Would he? Fortunately, I don't suffer long as he just drops something in the corner. And after giving me one last glance, turns away and closes the door. Changing the wall back to normal as well for good measure. I sit stunned, unable to really see what he dropped off in the dim light. Still unable to move until my heart rate decreases and my brain regains control. What just happened? Was he waiting for me to wake up? I know it's only the middle of the day for him. Maybe he's used to just standing guard all day. Or something. I've had enough waiting. Throwing off my sheets and wandering over to the mysterious lump in the corner. Reaching out tentatively, I grab some kind of handle or strap. Wait, this feels familiar. Pulling it close, I realize it's my backpack. Oh. I forgot I even had this just like a day ago. I look to the wall as if I could see Maruk. But when it doesn't become translucent, I just hobble back to my bed and open up my bag. I don't even remember what I had packed. Turns out the answer is not a lot. What looks to be an old notebook, some loose pencils and pens, a copy of Robinson Crusoe, my wallet and keys, my crinkled up orientation map, my socks and shoes, and a whole lot of lint. Oh wait, something else I didn't pack. My shirt. Looks like it was fixed up a bit with some needlework. It makes me feel whole in a way. We've both got the same scars. Guess they are still working on my phone though. I do hope that I can get it back. Or at least the photos saved on it. I'll worry about that when the time comes. Or when the mark comes. Even though I have no idea what a mark really means yet. I would love to know what mark it is, though, as I definitely can't go back to sleep. Deciding to just sit at my desk and fuss about with my new, or rather old, belongings. It's hard to read in this light, so I end up just flipping through my notebook to see if there are any good doodles in the margins. There are not. Time passes and not much changes until I hear what I think is the outside door opening. When the wall doesn't fall away, I'm a bit confused, so I try to covertly scooch my stool over and listen. It's quiet. I think whoever is talking close to the outside door, not right by my wall. Fine. Reckons. Aceman. Wanted. No. Stood. See? Sleep. Morrow. Course. Very. Bye. Good. I lean in closer to try and get more clarity, but all I hear is footsteps. The wall becomes like glass and I swerve my head to lock eyes with my bodyguard. Of course, already staring me down. It was just a chief. I told him that you were sleeping. If you're going to eavesdrop, at least try to be secretive about it. I was trying. I realize he can't understand me. I just sigh and give him a half-assed affirmative nod. He's being worryingly quiet, just staring me down. I'm not afraid per se, but I am concerned. It feels like he can see right through me. Through some lie that I've yet to even tell. Well, anyways, it's good you're up. There's another mark or so till dinner. You can't sleep all day and all night. Well, maybe you can, I don't know. I chuckle a bit. We know nothing about each other, and somehow that ends up making us more similar than I could imagine. Another thing we have in common is apparently a knack for just staring at each other until we both realize it's uncomfortable. Uh, so you should stay up, is what I'm saying. If you want to. Or whatever. We both finally managed to look away from each other and resume whatever it was that we were doing before. Which, truth be told, was not much. Pretending to be entertained by my lackluster possessions is quite hard, especially since I can't even read my book right now. Maruk is just scrolling through something on his monitor. I wonder if he's checking Dog's social media. If that exists. Maybe I can use this as an excuse to get to know him better. Communication might be hard, but it's better than sitting around doing nothing for another hour or so. I mean, Mark or so. Damn it. Knocking on the glass window, I try to get his attention to no avail. The light gently dancing on his muzzle as he scrolls is almost relaxing to watch. But I worry that if I just sit and stare at him, I might fall asleep again. After a good minute or two, I knock again. Trying with more force this time. Squinting to see if he notices me, I swear he looked at me for a second. As if by accident. Wait a minute, is he ignoring me? Knowing fully well that this wall isn't fully soundproof, I decide to take another approach. Hey! Hey! I know what you're doing, don't ignore me! Nothing yet. Come on, talk to me, I'm bored. Upping the ante with some added knocks seems to get his attention. What? What? Are you dying? Hurt? I'm trying to read some reports here. I almost feel bad, unsure of whether he was really working or not. Still, I'd appreciate some company. Wait, maybe we can have both? Pointing to his monitor, I try my best I can to act out reading it out loud. Inspecting my wrist, pretending to read dramatically. Fake talking. He must think I'm insane. Wait, this is just charades. Damn it. At least I lasted a day before making a fool of myself. His stare certainly make me feel like I probably have. You want my monitor? You can't use it. This might have been a mistake. I'm unsure of what to do now. Noticing my book on the table, I pick it up and show it to him, pointing to his monitor again. Yeah, it's a book. I could get some on my monitor. Doubt that one though. What of it? I try to mimic reading the book again, pointing back and forth between us. Looking up to see any changes in his expression. You want me to read? To you? I nod my head. Yes. I don't think he likes my idea as much as I do. You know, I'm the chief of security, right? That means I have other duties besides this, right? I nod, backing up in my seat. So you understand the concept of working. You understand that I take on a lot of responsibilities then, right? I'm basically falling off my stool trying to back up. You know what that doesn't make me? A damn pup sitter! With a single forceful press of an invisible button, I'm staring at a wall again. Sorry. Turning away from the wall, as to not accidentally stare at him. I just fiddle with what I have on my desk, arranging it in every which way, making pointless designs and patterns with a few writing tools I have. It's still too dark to read. Why did I do that? We're not even acquaintances. He yelled at me yesterday, so why did I try to talk to him? I should have known better. I feel dumb for even trying, but he's shown that he can at least be nice at times, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'll just keep my boundaries from everyone. Forever. Hopefully this AI works. I need to talk to someone. Waiting for what feels like an eternity just doodling and wasting paper, I hear the outside door open. Wonder if that's the dinner bell. Aruk! Evening, Ro. There is the sound of a tray being placed on the floor and my door opening. Turning around, I see why I'm greeted by the face of Maro entering my room. Hello there, Tucker. I brought you your dinner. Oh, thanks, Doc. I say with a small smile. He fortunately responds in kind. Upon seeing that dinner is once again the same meal I've had all day, it becomes hard to keep smiling. But it will have to do until we can run more tests, I suppose. Noticing he also has his bag with him, I take it he might want to run some tests. I think he notices my wandering eyes. He can be eerily perceptive at times. This? Haha, you have good intuition. But yes, if you don't mind, I'd like to run some tests if possible. No drawing blood. It's too late for that today. Just some quick ones, if that's alright. Let's also get those bandages off of you. I don't think you'll need them anymore. Sounds fair to me, Doc. I know he can't understand me. Yet. But I feel I might lose my mind just sitting around and nodding all day in lieu of talking. No matter how pointless it is. Doc was right too. The tests are done before I know it, and I can partake in my lovely meal of literally just oats and water. After the tests, he remains seated next to me, possibly building up the courage, until he asks, Tucker? I wanted to ask, are you alright after earlier? I know this. He gestures to the room. Isn't all that great, but I really do want to try and make this all manageable for you. And I feel I have failed in some way doing that. Oh, that's thoughtful of him to ask. Damn it. I'd feel better if I didn't stress him out as well. He seems like he is so genuinely worried about me. Maybe the best I can do is just tough it out until things get better. I know internalizing all of this and trying to deal with it myself will do me no favors. But asking for help, especially right now, is almost impossible. I put a hand on his massive thigh and look up at him. Thank you, Merowyn. He doesn't look particularly convinced. Maybe he can tell I am still not all well. But he eventually relents and just smiles back. After a while, though, he does get up to leave and I am a bit upset to see him go. To which he once again somehow notes. Oh, right. Sorry, Tucker, I really can't stay tonight. Just had to drop off dinner for you two and get back to work. I might not be able to stop by tomorrow either. But I think Rowan may be able to. I'll try to sneak by if I can, but no promises. Oh, before I go though. Here. He reaches into one of his pockets and pulls out a rather large toothbrush in plastic. I'm not sure how your species deals with dental issues. But you have teeth, so, well... I figure this might come in use. Not the most interesting gift, but I take it nonetheless. I'd rather not end up with cavities and have to go get a root canal from one of these things. I offer him a slight grin, to which he nods and takes his leave. Oh, well... Good night. Slumping against the wall, I feel a bit dejected. I've lost my appetite for sure. Picking out my food, I manage to eat maybe half the bowl. It's not a lot, but maybe it will last me until tomorrow. Even with my shirt back, it's still cold in here. I'll have to just bear it for now, like I've borne everything else. I guess I'll try to get to be Incident Report number 5671. Huh? I turn my head to see Maruk leaning against the wall, facing away from me. A scientist, Professor Dearn, in Sector B, Lab 34, reported lost notebook and monitor. Report was sent at the 13th mark. Investigation begun at the 15th mark. Dearn was questioned by guard Norgrit. Last known location of object was either in Lab 34, on persons, or in personal quarters. Both were inspected by a team consisting of Nok and Tayu. No signs of either. Security footage opened for review. Footage showed Deern wearing monitor and carrying notebook on the way to Lab 34 and subsequently carrying both while leaving Lab 34 2.5 marks later. Deern was found on camera and found to enter the bathroom in Sector C. Was seen leaving without either, but talking to another professor. After investigating Sector C, both items were found by the sinks, untouched. Deern was conferred their belongings and asked to never be reminded that this happened. Log incident under closed. The wall goes black. Weird. Day 2, and that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So, it seems that our little Maruk can be persuaded to be a good guy. I'm assuming that eventually after he calmed down from his little tissy fit, that he realized that he was being a little bit of a jerk and that he could at least do this, alien dude a favor and, just read out the innocuous incident reports, even if it was just one. And it was nice to see our little wolf boy Rowan. I'm assuming he's a wolf, maybe like a half-breed or something. And I don't know, he's kind of weird because he like stutters like that. I don't know if it's like maybe he's too shy or too unsure of himself to be able to talk properly, but like, yeah. Anyway, but I like him. Admittedly, he's the one that I want to go with, but you get more time with, the doc, so it's like, well, I mean, you people probably like the doc. I mean, he's everything that you guys like. But I kind of like, Ron. And some of you might like even like Maruk. Anyways, who knows? Maybe I'll do what I did with the Heart of Amethyst and record all 3 when the branches branch, and then just go from there. Because for right now, at least at the time of reading, in build 1, it will branch out into all 3 of their routes, I guess. But I'm gonna have to pick one, and then, when I'm done with that, I'll probably do the other ones. We'll have to see. Anyways, for now, who is your favorite character? Is it the Doc, Marowyn, or Marrow? Is it Maruk, or is it Rowan? We haven't seen much of Rowan yet, so give the poor guy a chance. But yeah. Anyways, write it down in the comments and write down what you think is happening. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Roads Yet Traveled yourself, you can find it over on itch, and you can find a direct link to it from the creator's Twitter page. I should know that because I just uploaded the first episode yesterday. And they do have a Ko-fi and a Patreon, so if you would like to support them, you could either subscribe to the Patreon, get early access to builds of Roads Yet Traveled and whatever else they offer, or you could, just support them on Ko-fi. It could just be like a one-time thing. But yeah. Anyways, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.